of July 2024, 8:25 a.m. Central Time. The Supreme Court yesterday, the big decision had to do with immunity for ex-President Trump. And in a nutshell, if he was doing official business, it's protected. If it wasn't, it's not protected. It's kicked back to the lower courts to make decisions what is protected, what isn't, and that can even be challenged later. But give you an example that the court pointed out. The calls to Mike Pence to not sign, not ratify the election, that's protected. The calls to the Supreme Court to intervene, do whatever he was calling on them to, that is protected. So the courts have to make that decision. What this means is the president, ex-President Trump can run. Now President Biden has to make decisions what he's going to do. The Democratic Party, in a show of willingness that they are going to stand behind their man, are going to do a nomination early from the Democratic Party, and then they'll have the convention and do whatever the heck they're all going to do. So this is going to get very exciting. I happen to live within walking distance of the where the convention's going to be in Chicago. So I will probably step out and take a look at all the craziness that goes on. And the question is, should the president stay in? And I'll leave that to other people to decide. I know my own thoughts. Tomorrow and right now, through the early part of this week, we're having our 4th of July sale. So if you're interested, 35% off any of my courses, 35% off any of the one-year subscriptions. That's the Spider ETF, that's the futures market, or the combination of the two. I think you'll find them all worthwhile, and this is a nice sale. Then we don't have anything coming up for quite a long time in the way of sales. So I'm hoping you do take advantage of this. In terms of market news, there's a big piece coming out today. And that piece is not here, the Red Book sales, which were, again, under the 6% mark, so they are slowly coming down. But it's this number, the JOLTS number. Now, they're looking for a number to be over 8 million. If it comes under, that's a sign that, oh, the jobs are disappearing. Is the economy weakening a bit? You got to pay attention to that. Any number, I think, over 8.2, that will show that there's still a lot of demand for the labor. Don't get me wrong, even an 8 million number is a pretty good number. API is going to release their weekly member stockpiles today in Sintra, Portugal. They are right now having a meeting. Fed Chair Powell speaks, I think, in about an hour. Austin Goolsbee, the Chicago Fed president, already spoke. I wrote in my full report what he said today. And this is going to be an interesting meeting. Then on Friday, we're getting the non-farm payrolls. These are what the trade is looking for, according to a Bloomberg survey this morning. And tomorrow, not Thursday, you're going to get your unemployment claims. And that's because, again, Thursday's July 4th, so people will be gone. Friday's trade will be on the lighter side. You can count on that. Most of the stock indices coming down a little bit, with one exception, the Russell, which is trying to hang right in there. In the metal markets, copper lost its bearish embedded reading. It's getting the bump up. It could go up a little ways from here. And the same can be said of the euro. Now remember, we have, I think it's Thursday, the Brits are having their election. I think we'll be getting a new prime minister. Today's the day in France that parties have to decide who they're putting up to run. And what's happening is all the parties that are aligned against the new Reform Party, Miss Marine Le Pen's party, well, they will get rid of candidates so that they can have a better, stronger showing and try to form a coalition. This can go either way. That election is on Sunday, and it certainly will impact this. And if you look at the heart of what it's about, it's immigration. I know people will say it's other things. As an American looking at it, it's about immigration and losing one's identity as all the immigrants just flood you. And the nationalists want to keep their French. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, so don't interpret what I'm saying. I'm saying that this is, in part, a large part of what's going on. And then there's the restraints, of course, that the new reform wants to put on and how much help to Ukraine and so on. I hope they're not too short-sighted, because Russia's not on our border. They're on their borders. If Ukraine goes, Poland goes, the others go. You got to be very careful as to what you hope for there. In the grain markets, was that it? You know, you're at a point in cycles where you might be coming down for some cycle lows to get a bounce in these markets. In Bitcoin, a little bit of a pullback today taking place. Okay, nothing major there. And I still am looking at cotton setting up for a failure to the downside. On the energy markets, Israel continues to build troops on the Lebanese border. They have moved into other parts, back to other parts of Gaza that they had leveled, taking out more of Hamas troops. There's riots going on as the ultra-Orthodox, and by the way, they make up 14% of Israel's population. They are outraged that their young have to fight to protect Israel. I say nonsense to that. All right, you live there, you protect. I understand religions of all types, but that is nonsense if you want to be there and protected by the good people that are trying to defend you. But that's me. All right, so I hope you take advantage of the sale. You can click up here at any point. There'll be an icon. Go do it. I will send out the email notice to all. Some are taking advantage of it. It's a good move because it gets by you like that, and then you're not going to get this opportunity for quite a while. I'm Ira. I'll catch up with you at the end of the day. Have a good trading day.